Welcome to CSEGuru. In this session, we will discuss the concept of one-dimensional array. To understand the concept of arrays, we need to learn and understand two types of array. One is one-dimensional array and another one is two-dimensional array. The multi-dimensional array is an extension of this two-dimensional array only. So, we need to learn and understand one-dimensional array declaration and initialization with example. Similarly, two-dimensional array declaration and initialization with example. So, to decide the array dimension, it is decided by the number of subscript. Number of array subscript. That is nothing but the index. Okay. So, if the array consists of only one subscript in the sense, that is A of 10. Likewise, if the array consists of only one subscript in the sense, it is one-dimensional array. Suppose if the array consists of two dimensions, that is two subscript, A of 10 into 10. So this is one subscript for row and another subscript for column. Okay. So if the array consists of two subscript in the sense, that is nothing but two-dimensional array. So this array dimension will be decided by the number of subscripts present in the array. So first we will discuss one-dimensional array declaration and initialization. So one-dimensional array, if you are considering in the sense, it is a linear list with one variable and one subscript of same data type. We already know array elements will be of same data type and that will be stored in sequential memory location. Okay. So for example, float z of 5 in the sense. So this is only one subscript. Okay. This is only one subscript of same data type. All 5 elements will be of floating point data type only. Under the variable name z, only one variable. Okay. So one-dimensional array is nothing but it consists of only one subscript of same data type. So the size of the array, any size we can able to give. If we want integer data type in the sense, during declaration itself, we have to give int z of 5 likewise. Okay. So the subscript can be an integer constant or integer variable or expression that yields integer value. So this is the subscript actually. This 5 is the subscript. So A of 5. Likewise, if you are giving in the sense, this 5 is the subscript. This subscript should be an integer constant. So any value we can able to give or otherwise integer variable, that is A of I. This is an integer variable. This variable will hold some value. That value finally it will be an integer value only. Okay. But by representation we can able to represent with integer variable also. So subscript can be an integer constant or integer variable like A of I or expression, that is A of I plus 1. Likewise, any expression or A of x plus y. Likewise, any expression we can able to specify. But this expression will be reduced to a value, integer value only. This variable expression during execution of the program we can able to use with the array. But during declaration, this subscript should be specified only integer constant. This integer variable and expression is not allowed during array declaration. Next, all data items are stored in contiguous memory location. That is, if it is 5 elements in the sense, all 5 elements will be stored in sequential memory location and starting index will be 0 and the last index will be n minus 1. That is 5 in the sense, totally it will store 5 elements. From 0th position, 1 element will be stored. First position, 1 element will be stored. Second position, third position and fourth position, 1 element will be stored. Okay. Totally 5 elements we can able to store from 0th location to n minus 1th location. And the memory, if you are considering in the sense, it will be a sequential allocation for each element. Okay. Individually, it will be stored in the memory location only. But the next element will be stored in next memory location, immediate next memory location. If it is an integer in the sense, 2 bytes will be allocated for each element. If it is floating point value in the sense, 4 bytes will be allocated for each element. But that memory allocation will be sequential. Next memory location will be allocated. If it is 100 elements also, A of 100 if you are giving also, all the 100 elements, if it is a floating point data type in the sense, each 4 byte, 100 into 4, 400 bytes totally, that will be allocated sequentially. Okay, that is the meaning. So all data items are stored in contiguous memory location. Then array must be declared and defined before it can be used. Any array, if we want to use in programs in the sense, that should be declared first, like variables. And the declaration and definition tells the compiler the name of the array. That is, this is the name. Z is the name of the array. And what is the data type of the array? For example, here in this is float data type. And what is the array size? That is Z of 5 here we have given. So 5 is the array size. So the declaration informs the compiler the array name, data type, and array size. Okay. So then only the compiler will reserve the size of the memory. So here the array size is 5 and it is a floating point data type. And totally 5 memory location is required. That to be sequential memory location. Okay. So 5 into 4, 20 sequential memory location is required. Then the compiler immediately it will reserve the size 20 sequential memory location. Okay. If it is 10 in the sense, 10 into 4, 40 sequential memory location will be allocated. Okay. So once the array is declared in the sense, the compiler will reserve the size of the memory with the help of the array size to store, process, and manipulate and access the data for execution. So this is one-dimensional array. Next, how to declare one-dimensional array? The syntax is, general syntax is data type. First we have to give, then space, then array name we have to give. And then within this square bracket only, we have to specify the index value. Okay. Data type, then array name, immediately. Here we should not give space. Array name, immediately open bracket. We have to specify the size of the array and then close bracket semicolon. So this is the syntax to declare array. And this data type, if we are considering in the sense, it can be an integer, float, char, double. So any value we can able to give. This character in the sense, it is a string data type. Okay. So the string we will learn separately. But this character in the sense, it will consist of string data type. Float and double is a real data type. And int is an integer data type. And then this is nothing but the array name. And this index value represents the number of elements in array. So this index only will decide the size of the array. And then finally semicolon. And example if we are considering in the sense, int score of 6. In the sense, totally 6 memory location will be allocated sequentially. Okay. From 0 to 5. This array name is nothing but score. All the elements will be of integer data type. Okay. Next, character name. And it should end with a semicolon. Compulsory, it should end with a semicolon. So here, array name is nothing but name. Name we have given. And totally 10 memory locations. Okay. From 0 to n minus 1. So totally 10 memory locations. Starting index is 0 and last index is 9. Okay. So this is nothing but the array declaration. So here if we want to access any data element in the sense with the help of this index value only. 0 in the sense name of 0 we will use. And this location if we want to access in the sense name of 1 we will use. Okay. So likewise, with the help of index value only, we can able to access the array elements. Next, rules to declare an array. So normally, if we want to declare any array in the sense, first we need to specify the data type. Int, float, char, likewise, any data type we can able to specify. Then the array name we can able to give. Then within the bracket, we have to specify the subscript value. That is the index value. Okay. And then it should end with a semicolon. So this is the array declaration rules. Okay. And the subscript if we are considering in the sense, it should be enclosed within bracket only. That is, it should be enclosed within square bracket only. We should not use this bracket. This is wrong. And similarly, this curly bracket also we should not use. This is also wrong. Okay. So it should be enclosed within square bracket only. And the subscript must be an integer constant. It should be an integer constant, 5, 10. Likewise, any integer constant we can able to specify. 10.5. Likewise, floating point constants we should not specify. This is not allowed. Okay. So the subscript should be only integer constant. And this subscript can be an integer expression also without variables. So these and all during declaration. Previously we have discussed that is a of x plus y. Likewise we have discussed, but this during execution we can able to use, not during declaration. During declaration this variable or expression you should not specify as a subscript. Okay, so this subscript, if we want to use it during execution, in the sense x will hold some value and y will hold some value. Both will be added and finally we will get an integer value. So during execution of the program, this is allowed. But during declaration, this is not allowed. The subscript, likewise, if you are giving in the sense, it is wrong. It will raise error. Okay. So the subscript can be an integer expression without variable. Okay, so integer expression in the sense a of 5 plus 1. Likewise, we can able to give. This is an integer expression. So here variables is not allowed. So a of I plus 1. Likewise, if you are giving in the sense, this is wrong during declaration. But during program execution, likewise, it is allowed. And the declaration should end with a semicolon. This already we know. It should end with a semicolon here. Okay. And the integer expression must be evaluated to an integer greater than or equal to 1. Okay. Like if you are considering in the sense the subscript value, this should be greater than or equal to 1. Then only the compiler can able to allocate the size. If it is less than 1 in the sense, it cannot able to allocate the size of the array. Okay. So the integer expression in the sense that should be evaluated to an integer value greater than or equal to. And the index value can contain named constant. So named constant in the sense hash define. In the header file section, we will give a defined constant, right? Hash define max 10. Okay. And after giving this defined constant, we can able to specify like this. Int a of 2 plus this max value. So this index value can be a named constant. Okay. So keep in mind, we should not allow any variable expression as a subscript during declaration. That will raise error only. This variable expression during execution of the program, we can able to use with the array. So these are all the rules we need to follow while declaring an. So in this session, we have discussed the one-dimensional array, how to declare the one-dimensional array and its rules. In the next session, we will discuss array initialization. Thank you for watching this video.